A woman will go, my goodness, here's a guy who's going to appreciate me, and she'll go out with you. So you are leading, even as you're making the decision to not settle for what you want. It happens that early. You see what I mean?
See what you mean. Scott, we have to go to commercial. When we come back, we'll be talking with Scot McKay of www.deservewhatyouwant.com. And we'll be back right after this.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. Ladies, do you want the man in your life to understand you on your level? Do you want your man to be able to listen to and address all of your emotional needs? Show him how much you really want your relationship to be the best it can be. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test makes a perfect gift. The book, written by a man, for men, is endorsed by every woman that reads it. This book is a guide for men to understand exactly what a woman means when she speaks. Is that worth changing your life forever? Buy this book at franktalks.com now.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by the Adult Male Virgin Seminars and Telephone Consultations. If you are an adult and want to get a handle on this once and for all, you need this seminar. Being an adult male virgin can be most stigmatizing in today's society. You feel like a failure in the eyes of the mass culture around you, alienated from your male friends who all talk about their sexual conquest, and you must hide this shameful secret lest they use it against you. And the very personal pain, anguish, and despair that cannot be described by words that haunts you every moment of your life. Enough is enough. It is time for male virgins to take charge of their sex lives. Frank gives you the rules of winning in this seminar. The Adult Male Virgin Seminars and Telephone Consultations. Make your first time the best time of her life. Only available at franktalks.com. Frank helps adult boys turn into men.
Guys, does your bachelor pad look as frightening as an Elvis convention? Then you need the Pimping Your Pad seminar. Do you own a twin bed and still love your Star Wars sheets? Then you need the Pimping Your Pad seminar. Is the only source of artificial light in your bachelor pad the bare, dusty bulb hanging from the ceiling? Then you need the Pimping Your Pad seminar. Do your friends walk into your apartment and think you have been robbed? Then you need the Pimping Your Pad seminar. Do you think that minimalist means barren as the Gobi Desert? Then you need the Pimping Your Pad seminar. If your bathroom is home to a colony of anything, then you need the Pimping Your Pad seminar. The Pimping Your Pad seminar and telephone consultations, only available at franktalks.com.
You're listening to Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles. I'm Frank because I have to be. In studio today with Mr. Scot McKay. How you doing there, Scott?
Doing great, man. Hanging in there.
All right. I want to spend the rest of this interview talking about your life as a dating coach, dating expert. I want to talk about some of the pleasures you experience doing this craft. I want to talk about some of the sacrifices you've had to make in order to live this lifestyle, a number of the obstacles you'd have to overcome, things that people normally wouldn't assume would be part of this lifestyle. And I'd like you to start off by making a comparison. I am very, very intrigued about your past work with troubled youth and what you had said about them. You know, troubled youth are expert manipulators. How does that relate, if at all, to your coaching? When a guy calls you up and he's in trouble and he's struggling, both the troubled youth and these troubled men have things in common. There's an element of their development, or there's an element of some sort of social interaction that they're missing. What can you say in terms of comparing and contrasting them? And is the means of helping one group relatable to helping the other group?
Wow, what a great question. What a great group of questions. I'm going to answer that one this way. In between my work with the gang kids and what I'm doing now, I spent many years as a manager in the IT world, climbing the corporate ladder, and I enjoyed it for quite a while because it was mentally stimulating and you made good money at it. You know, one day I woke up and said, I have no passion for this anymore. the thrill of learning about technology has run its course with me. The whole concept of going into these meetings with VPs from Fortune 500 companies and stuff, and that's gotten old. I don't have a passion for it anymore. And it really is very hollow. While I respect everybody who works any job that is for the good of society, in my mind, I said I want a more hands-on approach to making a difference in people's lives. Instead of making their internet faster someday, I really just feel like I'm making AT&T rich every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is funny because it was not a hard decision. It was an easy decision made by my losing my passion for the job I was in, combined with the fact that I was dating so often it was affecting my job performance at the time. I mean, one of the dangers of a wildly successful dating life is it starts affecting your other areas of life negatively because it's a lot like an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden women like you and you have all these women and you can experience the pleasures of having a lot of very high quality women in your life, and it starts taking its toll on your health, on your diet, and yes, on your job performance. So I was in a very high pressure job and not performing as well, partly because of the pressures self-imposed by my dating life, but also because I'd lost passion. Again, I should have quit that a long time ago, but the masculine, I don't want to be a quitter impulse in me kept me there when really my passion was turned to something else. And what that passion was turned to was, my goodness, I've gone from having this devastating effect in my life caused by divorce to really crawling out of that mud pit and experiencing a wildly successful dating life with lots of women. And I decided I wanted to share that with other guys. So a lot of times guys look at me and they go, well, he's married. He doesn't have any game, or, he doesn't have anything to show. Well, I'll tell you what. One of the reasons I took so long to get at this is because I was spending so much time with the women, I don't think I would have had time to write a book. I've heard lots of other guys say that too. It had to be almost after I had found the logical fulfillment to the dating life in terms that I was looking for, where I had the time to now go impart that to other people. So when guys call me to answer the other part of your question, I'm gonna answer that in a way I'm not sure you expect, but it's kind of true now that I think about it. I'm not so sure that the guys who call me, and we have women who call too. Emily and I work with both men and women freely because we respect the needs and challenges of both. When the people call, we have this knack for having extremely sharp people call us. We don't get guys who are just socially inept. We get guys who are like Harvard graduates and doctors and, high-ranking military officers. And actually, I've got other dating gurus who consider me their coach, So I got some very sharp people. Typically what they're saying is, okay, here's what I want. I want to go from good to great. And that's kind of become our niche. And while you were asking the question, well, here's what occurred to me, Frank. Just like I would deal with kids who had personal troubles, I'm dealing mostly with people who mean well, who are ending up dating people with personal troubles and not wanting to hurt them, and they're being manipulated, and they're being done wrong. And they want to end that pattern and start dating people who are high quality. And they want to believe that they're high enough quality to date those kind of people. So yeah, it's kind of the mirror image. It's like the photonegative image of it. But that is typically how it goes. Now, do we get some people who email or call who have very genuine issues they need to work through? Of course. We know our limits in that area, but for the most part, the vast majority of people who we come in contact with are actually in situations where they need to learn how to deserve what they want because they already should be. You know what I mean? So yeah, that experience definitely comes into it. And of course, everything I've learned, even my educational background, was meant to prepare me for that career, not for the IT